The following topic is about creating external plugins for ARCHLine, which is very exciting, I believe, because you can create external codes using a simple notepad and write even those simple or complex things that I will show you in the following minutes. Now, let me show you first two examples how what I would like to create today. One is the V8 scripts. Here I have created a new ribbon bar here with two commands, and one is the V8 scripts draw a circle, which actually creates a very simple circle. This is where I will start with. This is how I will show you how script runs like, and then I will show you a complex example for which I have created this model. And then in this model I have actually a few columns with a very specific beam parameter, which is called red target. And then I have added that beam parameter only to these, but not these small ones. And then when I click here, you can see that it is not having that option. So this is how it will be found. The software will actually look for columns that, having this specific variable called red target. And then when it found it, it will draw a safety radius around them. And then this is how it runs like this. I'm just clicking here, and the software found all these items and then created a safety radius, and then I can see whether I need to remove these things from here, or I need to change them to something else, or if there is a door opening into this area, I need to change it opening to the other direction or something like that. So from this point on, I have an intelligent command finding only specific columns based on a condition. Okay, so let's see how that works. Now let's see the simple one first. Now how draw a circle looks like, how that works like. I actually have this open in my notepad, and in notepad, if you use notepad++, it will be also good because software will also kind of formatting it for easy read. And you can see that now this is what creates the circle here. Now I have this JavaScript running in the user folder, my user folder on this computer. It's in app data, roaming, CADline, and in the current version folder, support plugins. So this is where you need to create your your scripts that you would like to run in ARCHLine. I also will show you how you can build a ribbon bar like this, but this is actually where my function is. It's called very simply just function2. And function2 actually has a function inside that's called create a circle. And create circle needs a point, a 2D point, and a radius. It's very simple. So when I run it, it's actually happening here. When I run it, I define the center, which should be I don't know, 0 0. Let's say it's 0 0, and it should be 1500. And I click create a circle, and so click create a circle will create a circle, an ARCHLine entity at 0 0 with 1500 radius. So this is what happens when I actually click here. The software creates that circle, and when I click here, it's 1500 millimeters in the radius, and it is in the center of the origin, so that's 0 0. So this is how a circle creation command looks like. And how do you get this knowledge? Where you can find all sorts of entities and what you can do with this engine? We actually have a web page for that, and that you can find at help.ARCHLine.XP.com. This is where you can find it. So help.ARCHLine.XP.com will lead you to this page, and then you can click here at ARCHLine JavaScript, here, the ARCHLine JavaScript API. So once you click here, you will end up with plenty of new pages with information about layers, observer, project, styles, and entities. Now this is what I'm interested in, because I told you that in ARCHLine, for example, you can create entities, and this is the article that tells you what sort of entities you can create in ARCHLine, or how you can create entities in ARCHLine. And here, if I scroll down, for example, I can find the one that I've used. It's the add circle, and it's very descriptively tells me that it's actually creating a circle with the center and the radius. So if I click here, I can see the details that this add circle, which ends up with an ARCHLine entity, which will be a circle, needs a center parameter, which is a 2D geometrical point, in the 2D space, and also it needs a radius which can be added as an integer. This is how you can define it. So this is how the add circle works like. And then similar to this, you can find all sorts of other references in this document, and also you will be able to find sample codes as well. But today our sample code is actually here in front of us, so let's just go back to this JavaScript. So here we can find this is how the simple circle was created. And then now let me show you how this ribbon was created. So if I go here at main.js, this is what creates this whole thing and runs the commands when I click here. So let me show you again how this works. Now main.js actually creates in a ribbon bar, it creates a new page, and that's called V8 scripts. That's why you can see this here. And then it creates a new page group called circles, and it's this one. And then it creates two commands. One is for draw safety radius. I will describe this later. And then it creates another. It's called draw a circle. And then when you click on draw a circle, it will run a command that is in the function.to.js. That's actually what we talked about. So function.to.js creates the circle, the simple circle at the given location. So now, and also it uses a PNG file, which is actually just a circle, and the other one that with the safety radius has a different file, a different icon file. It's called red circle, and it's actually a red circle. So let's see how the other one works, how the function.js works. Now again, let me show you what that does. It actually looks for specific objects on these drawings, and when it found them, it will draw a safety circle around them. Okay, let's just undo that again. So let me go back to this function.js, and now let's see how it works from the beginning. Now first it has a function. It's called find all columns. Now it's very simple. It is just looking for in the active project. It looks for entities, and what entities are actually column types. Where if I would I don't know, type here like slab or wall, then it would look for walls and slabs. So, but now this is a specific command for finding all the columns. So this is what it does. It just enumerates all the items, and when it finds columns, then it just collects them in a list. And then when it collected those items in that list, it will also do this find property. It's actually running here at the bottom. I will show you this how it works, but first let me show you what the find property does. Find property will actually go through all the items that I have found, and then it will just look for a specific property that I define later in this code. Okay, so let me show you how that works. If I go here, this is the do demo code. This is what actually happens when I click in draw safety radius. So first it will run find all columns. When it found all the columns, it will go and find the property in all columns that are called red target. And when it found those, it will activate a style, circle style, which is called 3 meter security distance. I have actually prepared that in advance in the drafting circle tools. And then actually it will just say that, okay, if you found those, then just draw a circle in the middle, in the center of this column with a radius of 1500. So this is how it works. And then it just goes around and around and around until it is out of those items, out of those columns that are having this red target identifier here. So when I click here, this is what happens. And again, if I just undo this and I modify the drawing, because I just would like to go here and just erase this parameter here. I don't want this to be found. It's very simple. I just remove that, and when I run this code again, and it won't find that. So it is a very easy, simple example about condition-driven selection and entity creation. In this case, it was an entity of a circle. And based on this, these very simple principles that I show you today, you can build even bigger codes, even more complex code. For example, finding fire escape routes and so on. So this is what you can use this practically for. And let me show you one another example, which is actually in ARCHLine. It is a built-in shipped with the software. It is a built-in JavaScript code, and that you can find in the file, and it is called BIM and add BIM parameters. This whole thing that I'm using now on this and this and this item, this here, it was all written in JavaScript, and this JavaScript actually creates a new parameter, adds a new parameter, and modifies the item's BIM database. So for example, in this case, this is how I added something called an acoustic group and acoustic performance, which is an integer with a value of 20. So this is also something that was created in JavaScript. So I hope this is a very easy to understand and insightful information for those of you who would like to create plugins for ARCHLine.XP.